yes, it's finally fully functional. I can play the first 3 songs, Watch Me Burn, Save the Day, Lost and Alone. It all works. I can jam in between, I can play new parts in there, I can play new drums, I could make an entire song from scratch, but I can also just recreate the ones that are already there. It sounds 95%, 99% as good as the studio version. That's huge. And it sounds a little different. It's the same quality, but it's still like there is a difference to the real version. So if you come to one of the shows, you experience something new arrangement, new kind of tones and sounds in there. I have like different sets right here on the synth. I can flick through. It's amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it. But enough with jamming buttons this morning. It's time for some music making.
You'll never catch up tonight. If you're longing, if you're longing, I'll keep you company.
I don't know, today's session just purely sucks. I made something, it's alright, but it's not as good as like the past 5-6 songs that I made. It has like this progressive house kind of vibe I was going for. Nice chords. A very sunset dreamy kind of vibe. I actually like that. That's the music I started with, like making electronic dance music, but it sounds too lush, too cheesy, too soft. Like it needs some grit, it needs some speed, and I put a bass in there and a kick and some drums, but still it's pretty, but boring. It's just boring. I don't like it. I'll just delete it. Start over again. Probably tomorrow, because like, you know, Vanessa was sick. Now I'm a little sick for the past 2-3 days, trying to hide it as good as possible. But throat hurts, nose is kind of clumped up, and I can't really concentrate. And on top of that, new kind of gear arrived that I really would love to test out. Yeah, it's probably a combination of those 2 reasons. But anyways, let's go downstairs again. So this one right here just arrived, and it's actually, I think it's actually for Fruity Loops, like a step sequencer for the Fruity Loops step sequencer thing. But I think you can program it to also work with Ableton, and having like 4 rows of 16 steps is something I haven't seen on any other device. So I hope this will work, because then I can stand here, I can play a chord, can hold the chord, put the ARP on, have an ARP play, can program in the kick, the clap, the hi-hat, and maybe closed hi-hats on 16th. And then I have an entire song jammed. And the last missing piece is another synthesizer. I'm trying to get it. It's an old vintage one. It's hard to get. It's very small and tiny, and it will be responsible for the bass. So I can play chords and arps and leads and basses with this one, basses and leads with that other one, drums with this one right here. And this is just for launching the clips. And these knobs are for the effects. And of course the fader is just for the volumes. But all of these will be set up in a way so I don't have to mix on stage. It's just dumb. But yeah, let's see if I can make this thing work as I want it to work, because it was the least expensive. There are other versions. This one is just like MIDI into the computer and the sound comes out of the computer. But there are also some available where the samples are in the machine, but they're like 10 times as expensive. So I'm trying to go the cheap route first. My parents always used to say, if you buy cheap, you buy it twice. It doesn't work. Like, yes, you can MIDI map it, but to use it as a step sequencer and have like the LED lights change color and all that just doesn't work. There's a company that have a script for it, but that script also doesn't work. So this thing right here, basically useless. If anyone has any idea what I could use instead, I want to be able like to play drums on the fly, record them, and also put them in a step sequencer. So both ways should be possible. I don't care if it's a standalone unit, those are usually way more expensive, or if it's just a MIDI controller. But if it's standalone, it needs to be able to sync to Ableton, so it doesn't run like before or after the actual beat. It needs to be on point. So yeah, if you know any kind of device, I mean, I used to have this Pioneer thing, which is amazing, but it just couldn't sync. Like, it just drifted the entire time. It just drifted, and then it's useless. And there are some, I don't know, like, let me know if you know anything. I really need something like that. And then the live setup is kind of complete. Kind of a weird day. Nothing accomplished. Song, nothing. Live setup, nothing. Now I have the option to stay longer here and work as long as I can to accomplish something and feel like accomplishing something, or just call it a day, go back home and admit that I'm sick and I should be in bed probably. Yeah, I think that's it for today.
People got me.